Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your day. We certainly are here. And looking forward to saying hello to a few folks. Here we go. Marcy, how are you? Holly, good morning. Nice to have you on. Adeline, Michael, Norland, John, Elgin, Illinois, Nativity. Nativity, I was going to say hello to you this morning, whether I saw your name or not. Gary, Kevin, Nick from our staff, Catherine, and Mary, and Mary Jane, Connecticut, Natalie, Oshawa, Luella, good morning, Yonan, bonjour, and Jocelyn, good morning, with Dale from Baxter, Kathy, Jeanette, bonjour, Serpa, how is you? Out in Dowling, Suzanne, Deb, a friend from Timmins, Maureen, Julie, good morning, Margaret, and Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Fran, and Marlene, Diane, good morning, Donna, Beverly, and Rosalinda, Niagara Falls, Carol, Newfoundland, we love Newfoundland, Bryden, Barry, good morning, and MD, Helen, Frances Marie. She's hoping I'm going to sing today. Well, maybe I will. Faith, good morning. Karen, Jimmy from Florida, good morning. St. John's, Newfoundland, Hazel, John, Joseph, how are you? Don, Dayton, Ohio, Dorothy, Betty, Donnie, good morning. Katharina, Juarez, where's that? Lise Marie, Elizabeth, Jan, good morning. Nova Scotia, Leela, couple more guys and let's get going. Alicia, good morning to you. Sherry, baby. Karen, Kincardine, Liz, Gina, we love you guys. We love you. Okay, Sue, good morning. And I am going to say hello to Maureen because I saw when I scrolled down, Jenny, Donna, Linda from Alberta, when I scrolled yesterday on the comments, Janice, and Nativity says, he's missing me. And Maureen says he misses me every morning. I don't mean to miss you. If I don't see it, we love you guys. Okay, now, today, listen up. I am going to blow your socks off day. Okay? I mean it. 2 new studies came out. And I want to show you these because they are incredible. The headline is your immune system. Okay? Your immune system. Now, you know me, all through this pandemic, I was very, very upset because the world wasn't talking, the mainstream media and the world in general, politicians, whatever, were never talking about the immune system. And that's what drove me crazy. Because you can't control viruses, you can't control bacteria, you live in a world full of bacteria, viruses, and there's going to be one thing after another coming to a theater near you. I guarantee it. And the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Because that's what's happening. They do not want to talk about your immune system. And that, my friend, drives me crazy. Okay? That drives me crazy. Because that's one thing you can do. Get your immune system working. Now, I want to show you something. And then I'm going to bring in two studies. One study that came out in the last few days said this. Okay? 1 teaspoon of sugar will decrease your immune system by 50% in 1 hour. Now, let me show you something. Let's see if I can get it up on my screen again. Okay? I am going to, for the folks listening on a podcast, you're not going to be able to see this, but I want you to visualize this. Now, if you were to ask my staff, we did this at least a couple of times a week, if not more. We would show people on a large screen their blood. And it was always, blood is fascinating, by the way. Okay? In medicine, they call it histology, the study of blood. And I was always fascinated. I think that was my highest mark, was histology. I love blood. And the Bible says the life of the flesh is in the blood. You can't live without blood. You guys know that. Now, what happens in your blood is incredible. I'm going to show you one thing that I used to show my patients quite often. When I saw it, I would usually call the whole staff in. I said, I want you to watch this. I want you to see how your immune system works, okay? Now, you can get this, guys, on YouTube, okay? On YouTube. I don't know if they even took my slides. But I'm going to show you, okay? Now, just for those listening on a podcast, visualize this, okay? And let's just see. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. Okay? And I'm going to show you. Do you see that bacteria? I want to show you more of it. Okay? There's a white blood cell. And there's a bacteria chasing, you see that? A bacteria. This guy keeps interfering here. Okay, see that? Now, I'm going to play it. See, there's a big white blood cell. And there's a little bacteria. Okay, get that? See it? All right, play it for a second anyway. Live. Chasing. It's chasing the little bacteria. And when I used to see that, I never got tired of watching the immune system working. Your white blood cells, your Navy SEALs, would race around your blood. And I mean it. They would push. It was funny watching because they would push red blood cells out of the way. Out! Get out of the way. I'm coming after a bacteria. Now, you know what the study showed? Something that I've talked to you about in the past. But this is another study confirming how one of the ways your immune system works. When you consume sugar, remember what I talked about yesterday? Moderation, or just moderation. Because it sounds moderate. Moderation. Some people don't appreciate me. Can I tell you something? I get it. Some people don't like to hear it. They don't like when you talk about elimination in the diet. Get rid of sugar. Now, I don't ask people to leave the planet. But I'm dead serious about getting sugar down to almost nothing. Okay? I mean it. Why? Because one teaspoon of sugar will put your immunity to sleep. It'll put those T cells, you just watch them, white blood cells, they have a siesta for an hour, sleeping while the bacteria play. Never mind viruses. Do you think food is important, guys? I know you do. But why isn't the world talking about that? Why isn't this one of the most important studies in the world's eyes? Because behind the scenes, the big food industry who love high fructose corn syrup will always talk about moderation. Do you think Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Kraft, and the rest of them, do you think they care about your health? They care about the bottom line, and that's the money they make. Now, I'm not saying there's no good people working there, but I'm telling you something. Can you imagine putting your immune system to sleep with 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of sugar? A teaspoon. In a Pepsi or a Coke, you got 14 teaspoons. You drink orange juice, you got another 14 to 18 teaspoons of sugar. And you know what happens? Your white blood cells, they have a siesta. They go to sleep. They stop moving. They won't chase anymore. They're tired. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that important? And we're not even talking, because when we talk about cancer, that's why I always say, listen, in cancer, steak is your friend. It's not your enemy. Sugar's your enemy. Because those same white blood cells, guys, the same ones, your T cells, your Navy SEALs, you know what they're doing too? They're looking for cancer cells to mop up. We got it backwards. Why do I get so excited? Doc, why is your blood pressure going up? Because I can't stand it when we get lied to and duped. And I always used to remind my patients, you see that white blood cell of yours? Your immune system's working. You want that white blood cell to be active. It's on parole. It's out patrolling the highways and the byways of your bloodstream, guys. Got it? With sugar? Honey? Okay? I know you guys get it. Facebook. I was looking on Facebook this morning. We're almost at 70,000 followers on Facebook. It's incredible. You guys get it. You guys are way ahead of the curve when it comes to your immunity. And food is very important. Got it? It is. Everything in moderation. Ooh. No, it's elimination. Now, let me do something else. Hot off the presses, and that's why I said I would blow your socks off today. At the same time, yesterday, look what came out. Okay? Look what came out. I'm going to read you this headline because they go together. Okay? Little known benefits of LDL. Okay? Now, here, that was the headline. Here is the opening sentence. In fact, people with the lowest cholesterol are 5 times more likely to suffer life-threatening infections. Well, holy moly. Holy moly. People with the lowest cholesterol. Oh, doc, I got my cholesterol down. Ooh, why did you want to do that? Because my doctor wanted my cholesterol down, especially my LDL. You had to get my LDL down. Why? I always ask the question, why do you want that to go down? Well, because cholesterol causes heart disease, doesn't it, doc? That's what they tell us. No, it doesn't. Cholesterol will prevent heart disease. Now, let me just unpack this a bit for you. Okay? LDL, okay? That's the bad guy, according to medicine. LDL is your bad cholesterol. Your good cholesterol is your HDL, according to medicine. According to big pharma. According to big food. You want to get your cholesterol down. Well, yeah, if you want to die young, get your cholesterol down. If you want to die young, get your cholesterol down. And here's another study, not even talking about heart disease. It's not talking about heart disease. You know what it's talking about? Your immune system. And when you have low cholesterol, my friend, you are 5 times more likely to suffer a life-threatening infection. Holy moly. That's a blow your sock off thing, isn't it? Your socks got blown off? They should have. By this study. You know what? It's incredible. And let's dip in to the study. Okay, ready? I'm going to give you a little bit of teaching on this study. Okay? Now, according to the study, the LDL, okay, low density lipoprotein, okay? Doesn't medicine love big words? Low density lipoprotein. Who cares? All we know about cholesterol, okay? You can't live without it. It's in every cell of your body. Cholesterol's in your brain. Cholesterol is you can't live without cholesterol. It makes up your cell wall. Okay? And your body produces cholesterol. 85% of your cholesterol is made in your liver. Okay? Give your liver a high five. Because it's making cholesterol. And it sends out these trucks. And they got a hitch on them. Now, I always, guys, have taught you that HDL is a truck on the highways of your blood vessels that hitch their wagon to triglycerides, okay? And people often ask me, well, Doc, what does LDL do? And to be a little contrary, I would say, who cares? Okay? But it's reaching superstar status the more we study the immune system. Because you get, your immune system is not just white blood cells. Now, we know that because I've talked to you about that a lot. It's not just white blood cells. Your immune system is also leaky gut. You got leaky gut, your immune system becomes autoimmune. Your body will turn on itself because of the toxins that are leaking into your bloodstream. So we know that immunity is not only those T cells, those Navy SEALs of your immune system, but it's also your immunity you can get, when you get leaky gut, you get a yeast, you get a fungus, you get a low-grade infection, your body starts reacting to that. Anyways, that's another issue. And what do we know about cholesterol? LDL cholesterol, according to this study, is a superstar of your immune system. You know why? As it circulates, LDL, remember, they're wagons, they're trucks. They're looking to hitch their wagon. HDL is looking to hitch their wagon to triglycerides. I've taught you that. And HDL, what it does, okay, high density lipoprotein, is that when it finds a triglyceride in your blood, what does it do? It brings it back to the liver. And their liver destroys it. Okay? We've taught that. So triglycerides are bad guys. 3 fat balls. Okay, so we know what HDL does. That's why whenever you send me your blood work, guys, this is really important. I need to see your triglycerides and your HDL. And you always want your HDL to be higher than your triglycerides. And a lot of people, and I send back an email with your blood work, and I don't make a lot of comments because I look at too many in a day. I don't have time to do, don't ask me 50 questions. I don't have time. But what I do send back is your triglycerides and your HDL are upside down. What does that mean? It means your triglycerides are high and you don't have enough wagons. You don't have enough trucks with hitches to get rid of those triglycerides because they're upside down. Triglycerides are high and HDL is low. And that is very, 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 very important for heart disease and atherosclerosis. It's triglycerides, babe. Bad news. Now, let's get back to the immune system. LDL is a superstar of your immune system. Okay? According to this new study. Why? Okay, here's why. It carries, see, it's a truck. It carries. Okay? Think of that. Your cholesterol is a truck. Go on the highway. Right? Travel. What do you see on the highways? Trucks, trucks, trucks. They're carrying stuff. They carry goods. Right? So, whenever you think of cholesterol, think of those trucks. Are trucks important? Yeah. They're really important to our economy. True or false? True. Your cholesterol is essential. LDL carries, okay, listen to what it says. It carries a protein around in your bloodstream. It's called LPS, binding protein. It carries it. Okay? What is LDL? Your small, okay, low density lipoprotein. Got it? It carries what? A protein. Okay? What does that do? It's called your LPS binding protein. Okay, now here's the important one. What is LPS? Okay? I'm going to teach you this. I'm not going to make it complicated. When bacteria and virus circulate, okay, they hitch their wagon to LPS, okay, and it activates inside your body an immune response. It creates inflammation. And by the way, LPS, a bacteria, a virus, hitches its wagon to it. Listen to what it's going to say. Listen to what I'm going to say. And when you are, here's what the study says, it's incredible. When you are obese or when you have insulin resistance, you have a lot more LPS. And those things bind the bacteria and viruses and they start an infection in your body. So you get a double whammo with bad food. But here's the good news. If your LDL, the superstar of your immune system, this is what the study is saying. It brings a protein with it to stop the virus or the bacteria from taking over your body. So here you have, when you get rid of sugar, you got white blood cells, okay? Think of a Pac-Man. White blood cells going through your bloodstream, and as long as you're not eating sugar, boy, oh boy. And by the way, I'm going to ask you a question. A little snap test. Okay, we know what slows the white blood cell down. Sugar, siesta, asleep for an hour. Okay, you got that, right? What activates the T cells? Just a quick. Somebody give it to me, because I know you know the answer, but I'm just gonna pretend I'm giving you a little test. What activates that white blood cell? Okay, before I get back to the LDL, I just want to ask you, somebody, I know there are a lot of people watching. Somebody give me an answer. And steak, Holly, I love you. Steak is right. Steak is right. Yes, it does, but I'm looking for something more than that. Protein, yes, you guys. Come on! Sugar. Well, sugar puts it to sleep. Mary, you're right. Okay. I'm waiting a minute. What activates your white blood cell, guys? Steak, Brahim? Yes, it does. But I'm looking for something else. Mary, everybody's got steak on their mind. I'm glad you have steak on your mind, because steak is your friend. Lisa Marie, no, it doesn't activate. Vitamin D. Annette, you got it. Okay? The sun. Lise, you got it. Sandy, vitamin A. Yes, but vitamin D, your T cells, okay? Remember I showed you the picture? I'll show it to you again. If I can get this, you know me and I'm so illiterate. A white blood cell, your T cells, have a little antenna. They got to charge their battery. You got to plug them in with the sun, Viderma, vitamin D. Okay, anyway, that was a side test. Let me get back to the study this morning. LDL carries a protein, right? Carries a protein called LPS binding protein. It binds it binds the LPS, which is a carrier of your viruses and bacteria. It binds them. Now, why in the world? Okay? Why in the world would you want to have low cholesterol? Tell me why. Why in the world would you want to have low cholesterol? Everybody agrees with this, by the way. Even cardiologists agree with this. Yeah, you want HDL to be good. Okay? But if you ask 99.9% of every cardiologist, every doctor, and I mean every doctor, I've even talked to naturopaths who are trying to get cholesterol down. Every dietitian, every physician that I've ever talked to, and I mean this, are trying to get, one thing we can agree on, Doc, is we're trying to get LDL down. Don't you agree? No, I never agreed with that. Never. Because if you have low cholesterol, you're going to die young. Oh yeah, I died, but I got low cholesterol. Give me a high five. Now there's another reason you don't want low cholesterol. You don't even want low LDL. It's a superstar of your immune system. Hey, this is hot off the press, guys. This is unbelievable. It is. It's incredible. How many times? You see all those books back there? There isn't a book that I've written, 21 or whatever it is now, that I didn't talk about the cholesterol hoax. I always talk about it. Because when you're in the food industry, my specialty is food, clinical nutrition. So when you're in the food industry, you have to do food 101 to teach, to understand. And cholesterol is not a boogeyman. Cholesterol is essential. And we always knew it for your heart. And now, cholesterol carries your specific LDL. It carries LPS binding protein to bind up your bacteria and your viruses. You're not going to do well with low cholesterol, folks. And I know I don't want you to fight with your doctors. I don't want you to have a fight. I don't. I don't recommend it. Don't get them mad. Okay? Yeah, you know what? Like, you need a doctor. So, you can go fight with them, I guess, if you want. But I'm telling you guys, I'm doubling down on this. I'm doubling down. You need to eat cholesterol, man. You got to do your part with cholesterol. You need to eat more of it. And cholesterol is only found in the animal kingdom as far as food. God gave you that to eat. That's why he gave you a gallbladder, by the way. Ooh. Why do we have gallbladders? For cholesterol. When you're eating animal fat. Don't get me going. Ooh. Guys, I just had a workout. Here's the headline. Let me repeat it. In fact, people with the lowest cholesterol are 5 times more likely to suffer a life-threatening infection. 5 times more likely. Guys, if that don't blow your socks off, I can't blow your socks off. I can't do it. When I read this study, I wanted to come on live at the moment. But I said, nah, I got to wait till tomorrow to do it. Okay? Ah, that was fun. Okay. Now, guys, you know what Friday is? Question and answer Friday. Ask your questions. Okay, somebody, let's see. I think I might have even written a couple of questions. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I include these on Friday because when I was scrolling down, Karen was asking, isn't cheese bad for yeast overload? No. You don't have to worry about yeast in cheese. You need to worry about sugar in yeast. Okay, anyway, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that. Okay, guys, so to our just about 70,000 followers on Facebook, thank you. We appreciate it. We got 1 million, we're going to hit 1 million downloads this summer on the Doctors In podcast. So why aren't you downloading that? You got a smartphone? A smart device? I'm not very smart, but I got a smartphone. Okay? Honestly, I know very little about it. Ooh, I'm a dinosaur, I'm sorry. I use my senior's card when it comes to my phone. And the computer. I don't know much. Okay? Thank God for young people that hang around with me. My grandchildren. They know everything about. Grandpa, don't you know how to do that? You know, and they look at you with that face, you know. Grandpa, wait, you don't know how to do that? What's the matter with you? Oh, and I want to grab them and say, yeah, I didn't grow up with a smartphone like you. Okay? Have patience with an old guy. Guys, we love you dearly. Talk to you soon.